Currently, I'm very fortunate to work for an organization called Integrated Rural Development and Nature Conservation, supporting rural communities to manage and benefit from their natural resources. My mini case study is focused on the driving force behind the wildlife economy in the northwest and northeast Namibia. So, rural community is the driving force. With confidence, one can say that rural communities are the backbone of wildlife economy. In Namibia, for example, wildlife is not found in urban areas. It's either found in communal land, communal conservancies, national parks, or private farms. And that also means for communities living in the North, Kunene North and the northeastern communal areas, they are living with lions and elephants in their backyard. And also, just to put it in perspective, at a national level, about 20% of Namibian land is under community conservation, which is in rural areas. It is with this in mind that IRDNC is supporting rural conservancies to maximize their benefits from rural wildlife economy. And this is backed by our theory of change. We believe that there will be better livelihoods and improved natural resources and management and conservation if communities have the rights to use, have the rights to manage and own these natural resources, and if they have the capacity to govern these resources through their own community-based institution that that enhances local democracy and accountability, and if they are able to generate benefits which help them to diversify and strengthen their local economy. This, as I said, this mini case study is looking at communal conservancies supported by IRTNC in the northeastern and northwestern part of Namibia. The community we are talking about, or the communal conservancy we are talking about, is covering about 5.3 million hectares of land, which is about over 12 million acres of community conservation land. Geographical scope, you can see where the circle is in the northwest, where the dark spots are, and again in the northeast, where these communal conservancies are right in the heart of the Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area. Although rural communities in those two regions have coexisted with wildlife since ever, the communal conservancies, which is a legal institution, obviously creates that unique opportunity for rural Namibians to be more organized and to benefit and manage their natural resources, and specifically from wildlife economy. Just to put it also in a perspective that Namibia have about 86 registered communal conservancies, and IRDNC is supporting about 46 of those 86 communal conservancies. And that's at a broader scale, this is just IRDNC's impact. Over 30 million acres of community conservation land, 100,000 community members, or over 100,000 community members, 46 communal conservancies, and employing about 500 community game guards or resource monitors or rangers. And it's also very important to ensure that before any income or before we talk about wildlife economy, it's critical to mention that the rural communities are safeguarding this wildlife. For example, as I mentioned, that the Zambezi conservancies are right in the heart of the Kaza or the Kaza landscape, and this is so critical, and therefore obviously helping securing the largest mama migration of zebras moving from Botswana to the Zambezi floodplains, and also safeguarding the other existing wildlife corridors. And in the northwestern part, in the most arid ecosystem, those communities are helping sustain one of the world largest free roaming black rhino population outside the protected area. And obviously knowing how the arid environments are, and despite that virtue being there, obviously helping to maintain that fragile ecosystem with adapted animals such as elephants, desert adapted giraffes, and all the other species, for example, the endemic blackface impala. Um, and as communities are dedicated and are investing in wildlife and natural resource management, they're also generating revenue. And this is the first of this mini case study. For example, in 2023, communities were able to generate over 27 million Namibian dollars from sustainable wildlife utilization, and about 13 million from joint venture tourism. And joint venture tourism is when communities get in partnership with a private investor or a private tourism company that is able to manage and run and market the tourism, and a certain amount of money or a levy is paid directly to those communities. Talking about private tourism operators such as tourism, wilderness safaris, natural selection, Gondwana collection, and all the other operators within Namibia who are in partnership with these rural communities. And the other income is also generated from SMEs, for example, community-owned campsites, as well as other incomes generated from harvesting of natural indigenous products, for example, the Vosco, which is harvested in a sustainable way, or comifera resin. Um, and also, as communities are obviously generating income, this income is also spent on benefits to communities, for example, through employment. I just mentioned employment of 500 community game guards, other benefits such as social benefits, cash benefits. And in 2023, for example, that amounted to about 36 million Namibian dollars that has been invested in employment and other benefits. Just take away from this, as I reach to the end of my presentation, I would like to highlight that economic incentives are important to create value for wildlife. And I also like to also mention that there is so much successes, but successes also comes with challenges. And obviously one requires one to continuously adapt to those challenges. Um, And the other thing is that creating strong wildlife economy for rural communities is not like a straightforward thing, and therefore it requires that communities are investing in strengthening their wildlife management, and they are maintaining and building wildlife pride, and as well as strengthening governance of their local institution. And those are so critical foundation to the wildlife economy. Thank you very much, and let me feel free to reach out.